This is Spinnaker3 here with an Alliance War video, and today the puns are back, but I'll do it only in moderation. So our first fight here is up against Hazard Shift, and if you've seen my war videos lately, you know I've been loving Void against Hazard Shift. So I'm going to be bringing Void in against this Nova, and off the bat you can see that this Nova has a poison debuff from the Suicide Mastery. So that means if he throws special attacks, he's going to be killing himself. So this fight's going to go even faster than I originally thought. But with Void, the trick here is to only hit him when he has that Incinerate field up. And I accidentally hit him once in the poison phase, and you can see that that is definitely taking me down. So I don't want to do that. Yet, for some reason, I kind of retaliated on that special one. No biggie, didn't get any poisons. I've cooled myself down, and now I'm just going to hit him when he has the Incinerate phase up. And my debuffs are constantly ticking him down. The poison is doing extra damage because not only is there poison damage, but Void does extra damage per debuff, and poison is a debuff. And the recoil damage is also draining Nova down. So this fight is going super smoothly. I'm taking a few blocked hits, but that's whatever while I wait out the poison phase. And I know that Nova's SIG ability is the human rocket, but honestly, in this fight, it could be named Team Rocket because he just blasted himself off with that Suicide Mastery and recoil damage. And that fight went by super quickly. And if you notice, you may not have been paying much attention. The person I'm about to fight next, this freshly snipes with the Nightcrawler, also is the same person who placed that Nova. So this Nightcrawler is going to be having the poison debuff as well. And I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to showcase Void's ability to counter evade. I mean, I don't really use it too much because War I like to be a little safer, but Void can totally do it. But the way I'm going to try and play this fight is hit him only when he's stunned and honestly play a little bit back in passive. Because that extra poison debuff is there, there's going to be a lot of damage being done. And so if I just stay back and I parry stun, I don't really need to worry too much. So I can just let the debuffs do all the work because there is resistor here, and Void hits for peanuts on resistor, okay? Like the Void has nothing to get around it apart from critting big with Fear of the Void up. So my main goal here is to just let the debuffs do all the work for me, and if you look, they are doing a lot of work for me. Like the debuff damage is no joke on Void. If you've ever fought one, you would know. And so I'd like to think, Nightcrawler, he can evade many things, but the one thing he couldn't evade was the L that he took in this battle, because all these debuff damage is really ticking him down. And so with that recoil damage, Nightcrawler just drops. And those were two very quick Hazard Shift fights. Now, next up is Mordo on the Matador, however you want to say it, door node. And I'm going to be using Archangel here. Now, a lot of people don't know this about Archangel, but Archangel's heavy actually gets around Mordo's astral evade. And I'm not going to play this fight perfectly, but you'll definitely be able to see what I mean. So I'm just going to enter in here with Archangel. I was kind of debating whether I should take this fight or not, but then I thought, why not? It makes for good content, so I might as well just do it. And so you notice I heavy, Mordo evades, but Archangel's heavy has so much reach and hits that it actually connects with Mordo's evade and prevents him from counterattacking. Now, right there, you see the reason I keep messing up in this fight. I just got clipped 3 times with Mordo's hits. And so that was a little bit unfortunate, but I'm just trying to gonna get some neurotoxins up. And Mordo keeps getting the power gain, and that's a little bit frustrating. So I'm just trying to get some neuros up. My Archangel is SIG 112, so he does reduce ability accuracy by 100% when he's at 3 neurotoxins. But you notice I'm really not getting enough neurotoxins, and right there I missed the reparry. So I actually end up eating another hit to the face. And since I didn't get enough neurotoxins up, I was hoping I would. The power gain isn't stopped, and he throws a special 3. But in case you've never fought Mordo before, his special 3 is so weak, and the neuros will finish him off. I could have kept doing this for days, but, he couldn't take any more dough. You know what I mean? So that fight was over so quickly, and it's on to the next one, which is Mole Man on Ebb and Flow Intercept. Now, I usually like to bring Mojo here, but unfortunately, Mojo just didn't slot into my team. So I decided to use Archangel right here. Very simple fight. I'm not even going to try to get the protection off. I mean, I'm going to go for it a few times, but it never really lands. This is just going to be with the 60% reduction to all damage because of the protection. I'm still going to be doing a ton of damage with Archangel. So it's just a very simple fight. Parry heavy, build some neuros. Once I get enough neuros and bleeds, Mole Man will not shrug off my debuffs. and then I can just keep doing my parry heavy like normal. There, I tried to go for an intercept, didn't play ball. It's whatever. And I just keep doing my parry heavy playstyle, and it's just draining him down. I'm gaining a lot of power. It's just a very textbook Archangel fight. And I'm going to be building up a lot of Neuros. I mean, I'm already at 4. Here's hoping I can get some more. Unfortunately, the RNG isn't that great for me. I mean, 5 neurotoxins is still doing a load of damage. As you can see, Mole Man is dropping very steadily despite 60% of all my damage being reduced. Imagine how quick this fight would have been if that protection was gone. And you notice I actually did go for an intercept and I removed the protection. I didn't get the big fury, but that's because I have a ton of concussions on him because of my neurotoxins. So the interaction here is that the protection just gets removed completely and I never have to worry about it again. And I bet Moleman's wishing he could have dug underground for this fight. Just like that. He was trying to get underground to get away from this fight, but he just couldn't. That's how strong Archangel is here. So up next is Wasp. And Wasp is also on Ebb and Flow Intercept, but she's also on Redoubled Determination. So I didn't want to bring Archangel or Void. And I was also worried about, if she has Limber, then my Archangel's Heavy may not connect and she might get the evade. But you know what? This first parody already told me that she's not running Limber. So I can really be gutsy here. But I was worried that the last timing of my medium might be slipping out of the stun. And I really don't want to get evaded by Wasp. Even though I have Guardian who can really tank that shock damage, I don't want to take any chances. So you notice I was able to go for a full combo, and that's because when Wasp shrinks, she actually cannot evade for a short period of time. So that's what I was using. And you notice right there, I'm able to finish my combo because of that. It's very simple textbook. I went for a special one to build up some charges. Wasp does not trigger protect because she's not extra large. My goal is to go for an intercept. She doesn't play ball. I'm going to go for one more off the block. I get it. And bam, that special 2 drains Wasp down. And it's just so nice. I mean, I find it funny that she's Wasp because this fight really didn't have any sting. In fact, the only one feeling the sting in that fight was Wasp. So up next is another Mole Man. I was kind of surprised to see 2 Mole Mans on Ebb and Flow Intercept when they're really not tough defenders. So in this fight, I'm going to be using Guardian. I know that's a bit surprising because Archangel would work perfectly fine, but there is redoubled determination on this node, and I'm not trying to take any chances. So I want to use Guardian because Guardian doesn't use a lot of debuffs. Now, Mole Man is extra large, so I'm going to have to be careful about triggering Protect, which means I can't go for a special 3 like I would normally want to. I have to go for special 1s. So you notice I get the perfect block on the sort of electric beam that flies out, just so I can build up a little more power for the fight. And it's just going to help the fight go by even quicker. So I'm going to go for special 1 to special 2. Now, it's worth noting this isn't a perfect matchup. Mole Man is shock immune, and a lot of Guardian's damage, especially from the special 2, comes from shock burst damage and shock debuff damage. But I'm going to try to use the Intercept Fury to mitigate a lot of that. You notice that first special 2, and he's already down to about 60% health. That's thanks to that Ebb and Flow Intercept Fury. And because I'm pretty comfortable intercepting with a light, I'm perfectly fine with that. And Crumbling Armor, I'm not really too worried about it just because Guardian, I'm going to be sacrificing the armor anyway on the special 2. And normally the armor sacrifice would give me a shock debuff, but since Mole Man is shock immune, doesn't really matter to me. And I don't plan on taking too many blocked hits. I mean, you notice right there, I get another intercept to special 2, which drains a significant chunk of health again. But I'm not trying to really take too much block damage. And if I do, it doesn't really matter because this is the last fight that I'm going to be using Guardian for anyways. So I know this is definitely a bit of a longer fight, but it is a fun one. There you notice I didn't go for the perfect block on the special 1 because I thought my armor up buff would be gone. And I can't get the perfect block when I don't have an armor up buff. So might as well just go for the dex, So now that I've triggered Frenzy, I can easily just put a debuff on Mole Man without having to worry. So that's why my stuns are going to stick. I want to go for an intercept just so I can get the protect off. He throws a special 1, so I just go for another intercept right here. I land the intercept. I throw my special 2, and with the Fury buff, it almost brings him down. And then I just have to do a couple of more hits, and then Mole Man will drop. Just like that. And that's a Mole Man on Ebb and Flow Intercept, just rinsed by Guardian. So now that you're seeing my logo, you're probably thinking the war is over, but that's actually not quite true. I had 3 more fights this war, but the video actually corrupted. So for some reason, my Archangel versus Stealth Suit Spider-Man on Rage, the mini boss, and my Archangel versus Nick Fury mini boss on Power Focus 1 didn't get saved. And I think it's because my storage space was running low. But the third fight that I took, which was a mini boss Doom on Aspect of Evolution, actually did save, but unfortunately, it only started late. So here's the fight. You notice a few of my debuffs are already on and Fear of the Void is active. So I am starting you guys off a little far into the fight, which is unfortunate, but that's because the video corrupted. But you notice that right here, I'm just going to try and go for a bunch of special 2 dexes. And my goal is to really slow play with Void. Because there's Aspect of Evolution, I don't want to give him too much power where he's able to do a bunch of block damage. He's able to just become super tanky. So I'm going to try and like let the debuffs do a lot of work. And as soon as Fear the Void triggers, I want to trigger my debuffs again. And I use the special 1 to do that. You notice I get a bunch of special 2 dexes in a row. And I started this fight off at like around 90% health. So I barely lost a lot, even though Aspect of Evolution Doom can be very tough on that node. I think Doom should get a name change because he most certainly wasn't the victor of that fight. So that concludes this war at a 9-fight war, and I actually didn't die or use any items, which is pretty nice. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe, comment on what you want to see next, and I'll catch you later.